We're excited to get out here and play tomorrow. It's obviously been a very long off season, very long preseason for our guys. Today will mark the 34th practice we've had this fall. We've also had 2 scrimmages as well, so our guys are looking forward to playing somebody else. And obviously, Oakland will be a formidable opponent for us. Rashad Williams is one of the top scorers, obviously, in the Horizon League. You know, he really has an ability to score the ball. They've also brought in a lot of new talent in Zion Young, who's a transfer from Western Illinois, who's a very talented player. Jalen Moore, point guard, he's from Indiana, was at a junior college. He was an All-American in the junior college ranks last year. So they got a lot of firepower. We expect them to play really fast, shoot a lot of threes. It's going to be a fun game. Like I said, we're excited to get out there and compete.
First question from Seg.
Coach, what type of team is Oakland? Fast? What's their style?
You know, Coach Campy does a great job. He's been there for a long, long time. Last year they played a lot slower, Seg. They were more of a half-court oriented team. They played actually 3 big men, a little bit like we did last year. We had Jason Carter at the 3. But that was the strength of their team, was kind of the interior. They lacked some guard play last year. Now all of a sudden, they're going to have the ability to play 4 guards. I think they have a lot of different guys that can shoot it, handle it. They're going to push the pace. They're going to play fast, shoot a lot of threes. They'll be a half-court man-to-man defensive team. They'll sprinkle in some 3-2 zone, I believe. That's what they did last year. But as you know, this is the first game for them, so we haven't really been able to evaluate them on film this year. So we're really been watching film from last year to see what kind of they did. So they could do some new things. But again, Coach Campy's teams in general over the years have played really fast.
Hey, Coach. I was curious. We're seeing a lot of games being canceled already this week because of COVID, and I was just curious, what did Oakland, Bradley, and Toledo, what did they have to do, like testing-wise, in order to be a part of this tournament?
Yeah, so they had to kind of meet our protocols of what we've been doing in the Big East as far as our testing, which is 3 PCR tests a week. I know way too much about COVID-19. There's antigen tests, there's PCR tests. PCR are more reliable. So each of those teams actually came in today already, Bradley and Toledo. I don't know if Oakland has yet or not, but they got tested here on site here at Xavier. We're going to test again tomorrow morning at the crack of dawn. We'll be up real early testing over the next few days. So there's a series of tests that we got to kind of go through just to make sure we keep all the players safe and healthy.
I know we talked not too long ago, and I can imagine being the guys on your team today, and realizing how long it's been since that last game, and for some of these guys, it's their first game ever in a Xavier uniform, and I'm just curious about the excitement level. Can you touch on that? What their mood's been like leading up to this?
Yeah, I think number one, they're tired of playing against each other in practice every single day. But I definitely think there's a lot of excitement. Our guys, I meet with those guys individually once a week just to kind of go over where they stand on the team, as far as minutes, their role, and it's all kind of determined by our Xavier way and our defensive grading that we do every practice. And each of those guys, man, you could just tell had a little different energy to them this week. Like I said, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We are playing somebody else finally. So again, it's been a long time coming, and I know our guys are really looking forward to it.
Next is Caleb.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned the light at the end of the tunnel. Is there a certain level of uneasiness or uncertainty heading into this basketball season as compared to seasons before? Not necessarily that you won't be able to finish the season, but just from game to game, like he mentioned, there are big games canceled and things like that.
Yeah, Caleb, we take it. Caleb, we take it day to day. You know, we attack each day, and you know we can't worry about tomorrow. We can't worry about 2 days out, or you know, in this world, I think all of us coaches we love to plan. We love to plan out weeks ahead, months ahead, years ahead, right? Even with recruiting, and everything's changed, and so we just take it day by day. You know, focus on the things we can control. We don't waste time thinking about the what ifs. You know, if they happen, we got all the contingency plans. Our administration's done a really good job here, Xavier, of having all these contingency plans and trying to keep our student athletes in a safe environment. So, you know, we're just focused on getting better every single day and working hard.
Next question from Adam.
You know, one of the things that stood out on the game notes that Tom sent out was, you know, tomorrow is the start of a stretch of 12 games in 29 days. And, you know, for as weird as the preseason has been, how are you approaching that from, you know, trying to keep them fresh, but also trying to get them together to play their best basketball?
Yeah, it's unique. You know, we're really trying to compress a lot of games into a short period of time here. You know, the NCAA gives us a maximum of 27 games that we can play, and we want to try to play all 27 if we can fit them in. And obviously, Big East play starts, I believe, on December 12th, Adam. So we have a short period of time to fit in 7 games, you know, because we're going to play 20 Big East games. And, you know, so it's going to be unique. But, again, we're all in the same boat. You know, it's why we wanted to have a lot of depth this year, right? And I think depth is incredibly important this year, more than ever, just with COVID-19, just with all the uncertainty and stuff like that. You need depth, and we do have that, you know, up front and at the guard spot. So I think our guys will be, you know, ready to play. Like we'll practice a little bit lighter. You know, like today we're going to go 75 minutes. We're not going to go very long out there. We know we have a game tomorrow at noon, so no competing today. Try to keep it light during practice, but also continue to sharpen our saw and get better at our system.
Next question from Nate.
Hey Travis, this is Nate. I was just wondering, how have you guys tried to simulate what tomorrow's going to feel like? Are you guys putting any crowd noise in the arenas during practice, or not only having 300 people there? What have you guys tried to do as coaches to kind of simulate that for the guys?
Yeah, Nate, we've tried to we've talked about this day for a long time with our players. You know, like we would show even in the preseason every week we'd have a team meeting and show a clip maybe of an NFL game, you know, the NBA, the bubble, just how it's different. You got to bring your own energy, and you know we're going to find out who the true competitors are. I don't care how many people are in the stands. There's going to be 300 people here, I believe. We're going to have crowd noise. We actually scrimmaged ourselves twice in front of students. We had 300 students in here, so we had crowd noise just to kind of test it out to see what it was like. So, you know, just to try to, like I said, we didn't want this to be our first time tomorrow wearing a Xavier uniform, doing our warm-ups with the pumped-in kind of crowd noise, you know, only having 300 people in a huge arena that we have. So, again, we've been trying to acclimate ourselves, you know, by talking about it and then having the 2 scrimmages.
Next, Caleb.
Coach, do you have any idea what 300 fans might sound like? I mean, I know 300 in an enclosed basketball arena will probably get you a little further sound-wise than in a wide-open football stadium, you know, an outdoor stadium.
Yeah, I would say, you know, we have one of the most passionate fan bases in the entire country. Whatever 300 fans that are allowed in here are going to be loud, as loud as they possibly can be. I know that. But it's different. I mean, you know, we can't rely on the crowd to create momentum for us like we have in the past. I mean, our arena's huge. I mean, it is. So it's like you're going to only have 300 people in there. It's not like we're playing in a tiny little gymnasium, a high school gymnasium. So, again, we tried to get used to that just by having 300 students come into those 2 scrimmages that we had, just to try to get our players used to it. Because for guys like Paul Scruggs, you know, he's used to 10,500 at every single game. You know, that's no longer going to be the case this year.
Adam.
So this is going to be your third season opener as a head coach. You've obviously had quite a bit more than that as an assistant, and because of the pandemic and everything leading up to this season, it's going to be different. And I was just curious how, what is the feeling like right now about to start a new season? Does it feel different from years past because of all this?
Yes and no. I think the excitement's there, just like it is for every single year. I think where it's different is I don't know what we have, Adam. Just to be honest, we haven't scrimmaged anybody else. We have not had an exhibition. So it's hard to kind of give you a barometer of where we are. And we're going to be relying on our freshmen a lot, and we have some really talented freshmen, but they've never played a college basketball game either, and so this will be their first experience. And like I said, but the excitement level's there. That our preparation hasn't changed one bit because of a pandemic or anything like that. Just more the unknown of kind of where we are as a team.
Question from Nate. Nate? Coach, you could just say Nate.
Nate, you can go ahead, Nate.
Gotcha. All right. So you got 3 freshmen, all of them. Sounds like they all have some high basketball IQs, smart players, and all seem to make the right play at the right time. Will that kind of help this transition period for them, not getting these live exhibitions and scrimmages besides against each other? Kind of help them make that transition period to the Big East a little easier for them?
I think so, Nate. I think all 3 young men, CJ, Colby, and DeJuan, are winners. First and foremost, they've been really well coached in high school and in AAU, and those guys can make great decisions. Like we track assist to turnover in every live drill that we have. That's from practice 1 to practice 34. Colby almost has a 4-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. For a wing, for a big guard, it's very unique. DeJuan Odom has about a 2.5-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio, and CJ has a 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio, which, again, I think is really unique for freshmen. It shows you how high IQ they have, and, again, how well coached they've been up to this point.
Now,
Go ahead, Nate. You had another question, Nate?
yeah, I saw Colby Jones won the gold jersey yesterday, I believe. Is there anything you can tell us? Is there something that he did that stood out to you specifically as to why he kind of took that gold jersey yesterday?
Yeah, Colby, he's been terrific in practice. A lot of times freshmen, Nate, are on a roller coaster. They'll have some ups, they'll have some downs, they'll kind of be all over the place. With Colby, he's been flatlined the entire time. He's been the same from practice 1 to practice 34, which is, again, huge credit to him. But he rebounding, shoots the ball really, really well, much better than I'd even anticipated when we recruited him. He has shot it really, really well. He makes great decisions with the ball. He impacts the game in a lot of different areas. But he's a winner, man. He competes, and that's what that gold jersey really represents, are those that really compete, and he brings that to practice every single day.
We have time for one more question. Coach, I think we're good.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.